Welcome back to Movie Recaps. Today I will show you an action, adventure, science fiction film from 2021, titled Chaos Walking. In the year 2257 AD, humans have settled on an Earth-like planet, aptly called New World. A young man, Todd, is walking his dog and seems to communicate with him via his thoughts, which manifest around his head like a colorful smoke. His dog, Manchi, barks and reacts to the manifestation. As he is walking back toward the settlement where he lives, Todd is approached by a man on a horse that happens to be the preacher. Todd tries to contain his thoughts and their manifestation outside of him, calling the phenomenon the noise. He thinks of birds to control his noise, and birds appear around his head. But he loses control over it, wondering why the preacher is there at all, since no one really goes to church anymore. He hears Todd's noise, prompting him to walk back and to confront him. He tells him not to hide his noise, because he knows his truth, that he is an orphan, behaving weakly, like a woman. Todd has never seen a woman though, since all the women from the New World are gone. The preacher walks up in front of him, quoting verses from the Bible, leaving the boy and his dog behind. The same day, Todd goes back to his homestead, where he is greeted by his stepfathers, working on a field. Later, they have dinner together, chatting about how his day went. He tries to hide the fact that he spoke to the mayor of their settlement, but his noise betrays him as it manifests Mayor Prentice complimenting him on the clever way he had used his noise earlier that day. His stepfathers are not impressed by that. To the contrary, they believe that he is not a welcome person in their son's life. In a flashback, a very young Todd is talking to the mayor. He gives the boy a knife and tells him that he needs to learn to tame and control things, to protect the only ones that are left. Todd quickly learns that by tame the mayor really means to kill. It's revealed that the flashback is a noise manifestation. The mayor explains how unlike Todd, he wasn't born in the noise, but he needed to learn to control it by years of practice. Todd's noise is audible in his step-parents' bedroom. One of them is really unhappy about the control the mayor has on their son. A shuttle descends toward the planet from a vessel in orbit around it. They have no contact with the surface and no idea what is happening there. The crew is chatting about the settlers on the planet, which were part of the first wave of colonizers. As the shuttle enters the atmosphere, strange things start occurring. Suddenly all the thoughts the men on the shuttle have start manifesting, revealing fear and confusion. This isn't something they are used to, like the men on the planet, and everything goes awry with the shuttle because of that. Its descent towards the planet becomes an uncontrolled fall. The shuttle crashes. Back at Todd's homestead, he and his stepfather are working on a field. He goes to get something from their barn, when he spots someone fleeing from it. He starts chasing after them, thinking it's a thief. The person leads Todd to the place where the shuttle had crashed. He realizes what it is and wonders whether the thief is a survivor from the crash. He sees graves surrounding the area. Todd runs toward the settlement to tell the mayor, but since he has trouble controlling his noise, as he walks Trofit to get to him, all of his thoughts project what he has seen. All the men from the settlement that hear his noise, start following him toward the mayor's place, curious about what Todd's noise is about. He tells the mayor what he has found and takes him and a few others to the crash site. When they get there, he tells them about the possible survivor and how they didn't have any noise. The mayor, realizing what that means, tells his men to find her. Todd is very surprised by this revelation, thinking it's a girl, a space girl. He's left wondering about her among the wreckage from the shuttle, when he spots her coming up to him. He's fascinated by her, since that is the first time he's seeing a girl. She, on the other hand, just seems confused by his noise. He loses control of his noise again and proclaims to everyone that he has found her. She runs and a chaise trough the woods ensues. The mayor quickly traps the girl with the power of his own noise, projecting a circular fence around her. She doesn't realize the fence isn't real at that moment. Back at the settlement, the captured girl and Mayor Prentice have a conversation in which she learns that the noise is something only men have. He also tells her what had happened to all the women from their colony, that the native species of the planet, called the spackle, had slaughtered them all a long time ago during a war with the humans. In their conversation, she reveals that there is a ship that will be coming for her. The mayor wants to know where it will land, but she deflects his question. Unlike the control the mayor has over the men from the settlement, he has no control over her. He leaves her alone with his buffoon son, who instantly starts shuffling her bag and finds an unusual tool. It turns out to be a weapon that he activates by mistake, almost killing them both in the process. She uses that as a distraction and escapes again. Crawling underneath the preacher's house, before she flees the settlement, the girl overhears a conversation between the mayor and the preacher, who are planning an ambush on her ship when it lands. The mayor wants to take over the ship. The preacher believes she's an angel. Todd goes back home and finds the girl hiding in the barn again. He realizes how scared she is, so he decides to help her and keep her being there a secret. Todd even tries to hide it from his stepdads, but they see right through him, even without his noise. They decide to tell him how he can protect her, so she doesn't fall into the mayor's hands. Then, one of his stepfathers, reveals that there is another settlement on the planet and that he needs to take her there for her safety. Before Todd and the girl can leave to the other settlement called Far Branch, Mayor Prentice arrives at the homestead looking for her. She and Todd manage to escape, but the mayor's son kills one of Todd's stepdads. The mayor manipulates Ben, persuading him to help catch Todd, as a way of saving him. The girl, whose name is revealed to be Viola, Todd and Manchi start their journey toward Far Branch, unaware of what they might find there. The two of them start connecting and learning things about each other along the way. She tells him that she had never seen Earth, never felt rain on her skin. Viola was born on the colonizing ship. Her parents were also born there and died there as well. Todd tells her that he had lost his mother too when he was a baby. They were both orphans. Todd quickly becomes infatuated with Viola, projecting his fantasies about her with his noise. Naturally, she hates that. On their way to Far Branch, they see one of the native spackle. Todd fights it and wants to kill it, thinking it is one of the spackle that killed his mother. Viola pleads with him not to kill it and they realize that the creature seems just as afraid of them as they are of it. When Todd and Viola arrive at the settlement, they are met with a lot of anger and hostility. When the people find out that he is from Prentistown, they want to hang him. Fortunately, the mayor of Far Branch doesn't allow that to happen. Todd quickly learns that everything he had always known about New World is a lie. The most important thing he finds out there is that not all of the women are dead. In fact, he learns the gruesome truth of his own settlement, that it was the men who killed all the women and not the native spackle. The men hated that the women could hear all of their thoughts and they couldn't hear theirs. That was how his mother died as well. Unlike his own Prentistown, Far Branch is populated by both men and women, with small children of all genders and ages running around and a woman leading the settlement as its mayor. She houses the two of them and protects them from both her own people and the men from Prentistown. Viola is saddened to learn that there is no modern technology at Far Branch and that she doesn't have a way to contact her ship from there. However, the Far Branch mayor tells her that there is another place where she can find a transmitter to send her message. During their stay at the Far Branch settlement, the bond between Todd and Viola grows, as she reads passages of his mother's journal to him. When he hears how his mother explains the situation in Prentistown before the women were slaughtered, his hate for Mayor Prentice grows. The spackle are not mentioned again. Meanwhile, Mayor Prentice and his men are getting closer to Far Branch. He and the preacher don't seem to be on the same page about what they should do with the girl when they find her. The preacher simply wants to kill her in the name of his God. But Prentice needs her to give him the information that he is after, so he could ambush the ship and take it over. Once they arrive at the settlement and corner Todd and Viola, Todd's stepfather Ben helps them to create a diversion. He projects a copy of Viola with his noise and manages to fool the mayor just long enough so the two of them can escape again. This time around though, Prentice and his men are much closer on their tail as they chase after them again. The preacher is the first one to catch up to them. Even though he doesn't succeed in killing either Viola or Todd, he gets a hold of Manchi and savagely kills him as a warning. Viola and Todd find the wreckage of the ship that brought the first wave of colonizers to the New World. She realizes that there is a transmitter in the ship, but they find out that the antenna is broken. They split up. Todd goes to fix the antenna, as she waits for it to get online. As that's going on, Prentice and the preacher close up on the wreck as well. The preacher finds and attacks Viola, and while they fight, his noise show that he has lost his mind over his own misguided religious belief together with misogyny and frustration. Viola manages to kill him in self-defense with one of her advanced tools. Todd fights Mayor Prentice and tries to kill him with the knife that he gave him. Instead, after a grueling battle in which he receives a horrible wound, he uses the power of his noise to finally conquer the mayor. Using the mayor's technique to control the noise, he creates a circle of women around him. They are the women of Prentistown he had slaughtered, including Todd's mother. He disorients Mayor Prentice and in the confusion Viola pushes him of the side of the shipwreck. The last thing that appears on the sky before Todd passes out from his injury is Viola's ship. The men from Prentistown see it as well and turn back, without chasing after Viola and Todd. Todd wakes up inside the ship, disoriented and confused. Viola is there waiting for him to regain consciousness. His noise reveals how happy he is that she is there. He finds out that she is actually part of the second wave of settlers and that she will stay on the planet with him. Is she going to kiss me? He wonders. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.